Muslims in the U.S. state of California say they're living in fear of prosecution by the government. They claim the FBI regards practicing Islam as a criminal offense. While the government says it's just trying to prevent terrorist attacks, the Muslim community isn't convinced, as RT's Madina Kochenova discovered.
As Safad prepares for his daily prayers, fear creeps into the back of his mind as to whether the person next to him is a spy.
I, felt that there was a sense of mistrust. I wasn't sure about the people that were coming at the mosque. If there was somebody new at the mosque that I had never seen, I would always feel in the back of my mind that, who is this person? What are they here for?
Afad is one of many American Muslims who came under the surveillance of the FBI in Southern California. What he thought was a fellow worshiper at a mosque turned out to be an informant. The subject of monitoring Muslims doesn't exactly come as a surprise to many in the U.S.
This has been happening all across the country simply because so many Muslims across the country are getting visited on a regular basis by FBI agents or Joint Terrorism Task Force officers. So many are having problems.
Now, the Council of American Islamic Relations in California is suing the agency for what it says is an attempt to incriminate people based simply on their religion.
I think the Muslims are what the African Americans were in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I think it's a war, a religious war. I think the FBI has targeted the Muslims based on their religion. I believe this is a war on Islam, and Islam only.
Craig Monte was an FBI informant sent to infiltrate the Muslim community in Southern California. He says that while the FBI insists it's acting to defend the U.S. from potential terrorist attacks, it's slapping suspicion on an entire religious group. People here say Americans have their minds set to mistrust Arabs and Muslims, and it's not simply because of the identification of the 9/11 hijackers, but more from a decade of Muslims being vilified by Hollywood as jihadists, Islamic extremists, and terrorists. But people here believe the problem is far greater and concerns many minority communities targeted because of their faith and their ethnicity.
It's not just about the Muslim community, because what happens is that our constitutional freedoms start getting weakened for everybody, and we're starting to see that more and more because we have allowed this to happen.
It means for Afad and many others in minority communities nationwide, they will be forced to live life looking over their shoulders, even in their own country.
I have to constantly watch myself. It's almost like this, mental check that I have to constantly put myself through whenever I visit or go to the mosque or go to events with the community. Because you never know, somebody that might be listening might be an FBI informant.
Madina Kochenova, RT, reporting from Los Angeles, California.